There's certain questions I get asked a lot of time as a poultry farmer, as a layer poultry farmer. So many people probably send me emails about these questions, and that's what I want to talk about today. Frequently asked questions in layer poultry farming. Yeah, let's get into today's video. I'm sure you want to know what these questions are. So the first most frequent question I get asked about layer poultry farming is, Modupe, is layer poultry farming profitable? So guys, the answer is that yes, layer poultry farming is profitable. Layer poultry farming is production of eggs commercially. So is layer poultry farming profitable? It is profitable. Layer poultry farming is profitable. Of course, it is not a get rich quick business. You have to dedicate your time and effort and money and all that, but at the end of the day, you're certain that you're going to reap so much from it. So a business that gives you over 30% profits, I think is profitable. Or what do you think? Yeah, I think that business is profitable. So if a business is able to give you that amount of profit percentage after every month, yeah, that's after you must have gotten to your peak production and all that and done the business for some time. Yeah, if you're able to get that percentage, I think the business is profitable. But if you want a detailed video on, let's say, oh, how much profit can you make from 1,000 birds, you can let me know. So you have to drop a comment, let me know, and I can talk about it elaborately. So all these questions I'm going to be asking, this frequently asked question, there are probably about 10 of them. So if you want detailed video on any of these questions, you can just drop a comment and let me know. So yeah, is layer poultry farming profitable? Yes, it is very profitable. So if you're coming across my face for the first time, my name is Modupe. I am a layer poultry farmer in Nigeria, doing business in Nigeria. So if you're seeing this face for the first time, please do well to subscribe on this channel. You're sure that you're going to learn so much about layer poultry farming on this channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, my people, thank you for stopping by again as always. So the second frequently asked question is, as a beginner, should I do point of lay or should I do day old, like day old chicks, or point of lay chicken? So point of lay chicken are from 16 weeks. Then there's point of cage from like 12 weeks, 14 weeks. So which one would I advise a beginner in poultry farming to go into? My own advice, and this is based off on my own experience so far in this business, I'd advise you to go for point of lay. The reason I'll say point of lay is that it takes a whole lot of burden off you. Get your point of lay, however, from reputable companies, from reputable farms that other people have probably told you that, okay, this farm is great, their birds are great, their birds are wonderful. So you can get your point of lay from such farms. So when you're getting your point of lay, it saves you a lot of stress. Unlike day old, if you don't have the experience to undo day old, you're going to get into a lot of trouble and you're going to get into a lot of loss, and the birds are not going to do well, and you probably regret getting into the business if these day old chicks are not handled so well. So please go for points of lay from reputable farm. That is my own advice. Yes. So another question I get asked, I wrote the questions down here, so let me read. How much do I need to start layer poultry farming? So how much do you need? Okay, let me know if you want to know how much you need to start 1,000 layer poultry farm. Let me know in the comment section. But what I would say about the question of how much is that the amount you need to start your layer poultry farm is dependent on you. Yes, it's dependent on you. So the amount you need is dependent on the capacity of the farm you want to have. If you want to have a 200 layer capacity farm, a 500 layer capacity farm, a 1,000 layer capacity farm, a 2,000 layer, a 5,000, a 10,000, a 50,000, a 100,000 layer capacity farm, it is all dependent on how much funds you have. So that's what determines what you should go for. Just look at your purse. If your purse can take care of 5,000 layer birds, please stock 3,000. That's also another advice I give. If your money can stock 1,000 layer birds, please stock 750. So because I always advise you go a bit lesser, so that when things get to the middle somewhere, you have something else to fall back on, like you have some other funds somewhere else that you have kept to fall back on. So yeah, that's also my advice for how many you should start with, or how much you need to start. How much you need is dependent on the size, the capacity of the layer poultry farm you want to start. So another question I have here is, when should I expect my first egg? Okay, so now you have stocked your birds. When should you expect your first egg? You should start expecting your first egg from, I think, 17 weeks. So from 17 weeks, 18 weeks, 19 weeks, 20 weeks, but it shouldn't go beyond 21st week. Even 21st week is late. Yes. So it shouldn't even go beyond 21st week. So at most by 20 week, you should get your first egg. And so when we say first egg, yeah, I think people always confuse this. They expect that, they feel that, especially beginners in poultry farming, they feel that once you get your first egg, all the eggs will start coming. No, it doesn't work like that. So you might probably stock 1,000 layer birds and you get your first egg at 18 weeks or 19 weeks. The whole birds, the whole chicken in that pen may all not start laying until, let's say, 24, 25 weeks. So if you see one today from 1,000 old chicken, tomorrow you might see one again. Next tomorrow you might see two. The day after that you might see three. By the time you even get, by the time you're able to get one full crate a day, the birds might have been laying for about 2 weeks. I mean, you'll be seeing one, you saw one egg today, tomorrow you're seeing 2 eggs, next tomorrow you're seeing 5. By the time you're able to see one full crate, that's 30 pieces of egg a day, they might have been laying for about 2 weeks. But by the time all the birds start laying, it might get to about 24 weeks, 25 weeks or thereabouts. So I've answered the question of when should I expect my first egg, right? So I have another question here. Should I do deep litter or battery cage? So deep litter or battery cage is dependent on your kind of person, your style. I know in Nigeria we do a lot of battery cage farming in Nigeria, a lot of battery cage system, and that's because of space, and it saves a lot of cost. That's my own thought about it. Yes, and we're able to do so much on a small space. Like if you want to raise 1,000 birds in deep litter, you're going to need so much more space than you need to use in battery cage. So whatever part of the world you're in, I know that in some other parts of the world you cannot use battery cage, you cannot have your birds in cages. It is seen as being inhumane and all that. So just look at what is applicable, or what is applicable in your country of residence. Yes, and also if you're in a country that you're able to use battery cage, you just look at your pulse and what you also what you also feel. Also, that do you feel that, okay, I think I should raise my birds in deep litter, I think I should raise them in battery cage. So this is your choice. Yes, you can actually do any of them. You can also do free range and just have your layer birds roam around and all that. So it's also your choice. So another question I have here is, I have one plot of land. Can I start poultry farming on that one plot of land? Oh yes, you can start your poultry farming even in your backyard, even in a small space. You can just have you can just build cages in your backyard and have 100 layer birds there, or have 200 layer birds there. So on one plot of land, trust me, you can have, yes, 1,000 plots of land. On one plot of land you can have more than 1,000 birds if you're using battery cage. Yeah, so you can do so much on a plot of land. Another question I have here is, at what egg production percentage would the business be profitable? Okay, so if I can actually do a detailed video about this, like I said, any of these questions that you want a detailed video about, please drop the comments, let me know. So at what percentage will the business be profitable? So I tell people that people who come for my consultation, that once your birds have gotten to 50, even 45% production level, you have broken even. Then anything after that is your profit. So it is great if you have good farm management system, you're using great feed, you're taking care of your birds. You might even get to 90%, 85%, 75%, 78%, then that's all profitable. So anything above 45% production of your birds, you are profitable. But then don't stick to that. You're only profitable in little. But if you want to make significant profits, they have to get above 70%, 70, 80. Then if you're able to do 90, yeah, the chairman, you're smiling to the bank a whole lot. Yeah, so that's that about that question. I need to also say that I still offer consultation. If you're a beginner in layer poultry farming, I'd advise you go for consultation. I offer consultation. You can book a session with me using the link you're going to see in the description. Let's talk about your business. Let's kickstart your business, and I'll be giving you the best advice, relevant advice as at today. Another question I get asked a lot of time is how to cost a crate of egg. So costing is actually a big deal in layer poultry farming. You have to look at your expenses and your income to be able to cost a crate of egg. But if you want a detailed video on costing a crate of egg, please let me know in the comment section and I might just make a video about it. So yeah, costing a crate of egg, like you have to look at the feed, you have to look at every other expenses, then divide it, do your division, then you're able to know that, okay, this is how much a crate of egg will cost. So for instance, you probably look at a bag of feed. How many crates of egg do you get from a bag of feed? So just look at all the egg you got in a day, divide it by the number of feed you used, then you divide the amount. It's a whole lot. It's not like a whole lot of mathematics, but it's something that is very easy, and it is important for you to be able to cost your crate of egg, to know how much you're selling, so you know if you're making profits or you're selling well or you're not selling well. So that's one frequent question I get asked too. So another question I get asked is, what are the possible challenges in layer poultry farming? Well, like every other business, we have our own challenges: government policy, feed issue, disease outbreak. I have a video about challenges in poultry farming. I would have its link up here, so you can also watch that. Those are the possible challenges in this business. And there are also ways. I think in that video I talked about the possible solutions, and yeah, in that video also. So which feed should I use? You can use any feed, and the feed you use is also dependent on the location you have. I know that there are some feed that are not available in certain location, like so some distributors in your location are probably the determinant of the feed you use in that location, because it is what they are able to stock, they will sell to you. You don't want to go through all the long distance. That's if you are a small farm, you don't want to go through the long distance of sourcing for feed. So you probably have to buy what a distributor close to you have. But then when you're now having to buy from such distributors, you have to look at the ingredients on each feed, in each feed rather. So you look at their protein percentage, calcium percentage, and all that. So the protein percentage has to be over 15-16% for you to know that, okay, this feed is great for your birds. And yeah, so I have a video about the feeds I've used so far. You can just check that video. It might probably help you a bit to decide on which feed you should go for. Another question I get asked is, what do I do when my layer chicken are old? Okay, so what do you do when your layer chicken are old? Sell them. Is that easy? Sell them off. So I think people would say that your birds become old layers from, I think, 75 weeks. Yes, but you can keep them. So far the production percentage is still above 55%. I feel that you can keep them, because when these birds are old, their eggs are so big, and you are able to, especially if you have a younger flock, you are able to use the big eggs to sell the eggs from the younger flock. So I would advise that you keep your old layers to they're like 50, so they are still producing. If they are still producing at 55% percentage, yeah, you can still keep them till then and just feed them. You know, you're not making so much profit from them, but you're also using them to sell the eggs from your younger flock. So you can keep them to that extent. I know that the last time I sold my birds, I sold them at 104 weeks old. I currently have birds that are like 92 weeks old at the farm yet, and I'm not selling them yet. No way. They're still producing at 77%. So why should I sell them because they are 91 weeks old? No, I'm keeping them till I've drawn out the last strengths in them. So yeah, this I think I've answered like 10 questions, yeah. And yeah, I think I've answered about 10 questions. So these are like frequently asked questions about layer poultry farming. I hope you have learned something today. I hope I have answered a bit. Yeah, I can't answer in detail because all these questions are like individual videos on their own. So if you want detailed videos on each of these questions, you can let me know in the comment section. And that will be about it for today. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed at this point, what are you waiting for? What are you doing? Thank you for watching. So we'll see you on another video. Bye bye. So there's